Hey everyone! There we go. Okay, so I think this is attempt 4 of doing this video. I don't know. So this is finally my tips and tricks video for going to Knott's Berry Farm with a first timer or someone who just hasn't been there in a long time. Now, disclaimer, I'm not saying I'm a Knott's expert, so don't take this video as, oh, I know everything about everything, because I don't. Like, no one does. But I do go to Knott's, or I did, at least, go to Knott's a lot when I was little. I was a season pass holder, the whole 9 yards. The people at the park actually knew me, and my parents, so I think I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is my top 10 list. If I think of some more tips, then I'll do another video. And I have notes on my phone, because otherwise I'm going to be stuttering all over the place, and nobody wants that. Alright, so let's jump into this. Tip number 1, start packing your backpack, like maybe a month in advance, and make a checklist. Because I know from personal experience, there is nothing worse than getting to the park and having the bad feeling that you forgot something that you needed and or wanted in your backpack, and you can't think what it is. So, on my phone, I have my checklist right here. You can barely see that. And as I'm getting stuff in my backpack, then I'll check it off of here. I don't have much right now. I just have my waterproof cover for my phone and, of course, my little Snoopy keychain because he's so cute. And then the Snoopy that I got from Knott's last time I went because he's small and fluffy and he'll fit in my backpack. Yeah. And yeah. Okay, tip number 2. Have an outline of a plan for what you want to do throughout your day. And obviously the length of that will vary depending on the park hours for that day. But don't stick to it detail for detail because likely, A, a ride will be broken down, B, someone will want to do something that you don't want to do, or just you'll get sick or something and suddenly not want to do it. Because I've done that before. I've had stuff that I really wanted to go on, and then I went on the stupid hat dance, got sick, and couldn't do anything for the rest of the day. So, yeah. Okay. Tip 3. Charge your phone and camera batteries before you get to the park. Because you don't want to walk into the gate and then look down at your phone and realize you're at like 20%. So, charge it up in the car, charge your cameras, bring extra batteries if you need them. Bring a portable charger for your phone. Like, I just got this the other day. Like, this, for example, I got this from Dave & Buster's. This is perfect. It's small, it can fit anywhere in your backpack. You just plug your phone cord into the end, and you're good to go. And then you don't have to worry about your phone shutting down. Okay, another tip is definitely ask the first timer or I don't know what the right word for it is, the person who hasn't been there in a while, what they want to do. So don't just plan according to what you want to do. Take into account what the other person wants to do. And just kind of let the park happen to you. Like if your plan is to go to Thunder Mountain, what the heck? I am so sorry. My fiance is at Disney, so I'm at Disney brain right now. Anyways, if your plan is to go to Timber Mountain, and somebody in your group decides they want to go to Camp Snoopy and see Snoopy, then go do that. So don't stick to the routine. Okay, utilize Fun Picks and staff members. Now, for those of you who don't know, Fun Picks is like Knott's PhotoPass. It's basically the same exact system. So utilize that, because especially if you have a person who's never been to the park before, you're going to want to get all their first reactions and just capture all of everything. And staff members, don't be that one person who's never in any pictures. The staff members are there to take pictures for you as well as keep the characters and the guests safe. So if you want to be in a picture with a character, just ask them. Likelihood is they know how to work your phone, they know how to work your camera, and if they don't, they will ask you. But don't mess it up so later in life people are looking through your pictures and it's like, oh, where's Sally? Oh, she was behind the camera, as usual. That was just a totally generic name. Okay. And this one I cannot stress enough. Bring sunscreen and ibuprofen. Because someone throughout the day is going to get a headache. And that can ruin the day, depending on what kind of headache it is. So just stick a little bottle of ibuprofen in your backpack. Hold on, I will show you mine. Hi, Snoopy. Let's see. Where is it? This is so much easier now that I wrote out what I wanted to say. Okay, so just a little tiny bottle of ibuprofen. You don't need much. But these do wonders. Take one, 30 minutes later, you're good to go. Like you never had your headache. Or whatever. Okay, and then bring a bottle of sunscreen. Because Southern California gets very hot. And depending on what time you go to Knott's, you're going to be standing in the sun for a long time. And you don't want to go home looking like a lobster. Okay. Next tip. Which is... breaking your shoes before you go. And my suggestion would be to wear a pair that you already know works. Like, don't try to buy a pair of brand new shoes just to go to the park. Like, for example, I have these little sneakers that I actually wore to Disneyland, and they're kind of stained because I went on Splash Mountain, and yeah. But these are so comfy, they're perfect walking shoes. So wear something that you know you can depend on, not something that you're going to be limping around after an hour. And absolutely miserable. Okay. And this isn't going to apply to everyone, but if you have a credit card or a debit card or anything, bring backup cash, just in case if something goes wrong with your card and it doesn't work when you're trying to buy something, you've got money on you. Because you don't want to be that person that gets, like, say, a $35 shirt or something, and then you go to give them your credit card, and it gets declined. Everyone's going to hate you. So, yeah. And kind of going along with that, get at least one souvenir from your day, especially if you're a first-timer, and maybe a last-timer, I don't know. Because you're going to want to remember that day. So whether it's, I don't know if they do this anymore, but they used to when I was there, or when I used to go there all the time, whether it's a little, one of those 4-picture photo strips, or a Snoopy keychain, or a t-shirt, or something, or a Snoopy plush, that's always the best route to go. But get at least one souvenir. Or even one of those pressed pennies they have at Snoopy headquarters, those work too. Okay. And this is actually going to be 11 tips, because I just thought of something that I didn't put on here. But the biggest tip of all is have fun. Don't... This is probably easier said than done. But, like, don't bring work issues into the park or school or whatever. Just kind of let all that go at the entrance gate. Just go into the park, have a grand old time, and then you can pick all that stuff up later. Because my dad has a pretty bad temper and tends to complain about everything work-related. So Mom and I usually end up having to listen to him gripe and complain the entire time, and everyone in line behind us is looking at him like, would you shut up? And we're thinking the same thing. We're not going to say that because we'd get pounded. But, okay. And the last tip, this is an optional, because not everyone is going to do this, But if you go on any water rides, so Bigfoot Rapids, Timber Mountain, anything like that, bring an extra pair of socks and maybe shoes. Because there is nothing worse than walking around with puddles in your shoes, and every time you walk, your feet squish. Because I had that happen when I went on Splash Mountain, and oh my gosh. But on the good side, it was a hot day, and then being drenched really cooled me off. It was, amazing. Blessing in disguise. So, I guess, take it as you want. Okay, so that was my top 11 tips for going to Knott's with a first-timer. And I hope this was helpful to some people. Leave any questions you have in the comments down below, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. And I'll see you guys in the next video.